So I just finished watching the 30-year reunion episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and hey, let's start talking about it. Welcome back to Darkman Kpakpo, the channel, the man, the brand. This is the channel where I talk about movies, series, tech, music, and life. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much. Please do make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and as always, welcome to the Dark Gang. So, I just finished watching the 30-year Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion that was released on HBO Max today, and there are a lot of things in there that I would love to share with you guys. So this is going to be my reaction and thoughts on some of the things we found out and the things we saw with this show. Let's get going with this. Now, going into this show, there were three major expectations I had. How much everyone has aged, talking about Uncle Phil, and Aunt Viv. Now, this show had a theme. Family. These people spent 6 years of their lives around each other every single day, and it shows 30 years later. Family is family. You go through your ups and your downs, but they're always there for you. You're always down. There's always that special bond. Now, seeing as everyone had box TVs back then, there are a lot of things that we never got to see that we would have seen in HD. The speakers on that thing were really good though. Two things come to mind. First of all, the first of which was Will actually had tears in his eyes at the last scene of the last episode, and that was incredibly touching to me because this is something that really kickstarted his acting career. Of course, he would do Bad Boys right after that. Now, the second thing I was referring to, and this cracked me up quite a bit, Will was mouthing lines for other characters at times, and I used to see this, but I wasn't sure if I got these. I'm not sure of anything sometimes. But Will used to catch everybody's lines. That was insane to me. Like, that's a gift. So, talking about the aging of the characters, Will and Alfonso, for where they are now and for how good their hairlines are, I am praying. There were two people whose growth really has shocked me, and that was Nikki, that's the last kid, and Ashley, who is now 41 years old. I mean, we saw her on the screens the first time when she was 11 years old to when she was 17 when the show ended, and to see where they are now, it is wow. I am telling you people, black don't crack ever. Now, one of the things I started to notice as the show progressed was the similarity between the actual people and the characters we're playing. You would almost think they were playing an extension of themselves. It wasn't anything overblown or over the top, unless you're Hillary, because you even see some of the audition tapes, which are funny. Carlton auditioned in a sweatsuit. Who does that? This whole show pretty much takes you on a trip down memory lane where you are reliving episodes. We even go back to the episode where Carlton had this Deadpool moment, and if you don't get what I'm saying, a Deadpool moment here would be breaking the fourth wall. One of the things they touch on is how much times have changed, how they had to compete with other shows back then, Monday Night Football, Monday Night Movies, and then Fresh Prince, and how you actually had to watch an episode on TV before catching it the next day. It makes me wonder what it would have been like if Twitter had existed back when Fresh Prince was airing. That last episode would have broken the internet very easily. There's no doubt that most of us will pass this show down to our kids. I know I intend to, at least. We have people that have already done that, and their friends are passing it to the other friends, and come on. One of the things that is very clear is the Fresh Prince has this generational impact that they do talk about, which is, it is so insane how some of the things they reflected on back in the 90s at that time are manifesting themselves in some ways in 2020 with social issues and everything we've seen crazy this year. I mean, the accuracy, when you go back to the scenes of Carlton and Will in the car with the police officer, keep your hand on the steering wheel. They spoke about James Avery as well, which of course was expected. Um, you see how tough it's been on them, how tough his death was, and losing him on that last day of 2013 because of heart surgery complications. Um, Man, I will go on a limb and say this, and you don't have to agree, but James Avery was easily the best TV dad we have ever seen. There were depths to the character that he portrayed as Uncle Phil that were just unbelievable, like depths you never thought he could find as the character, that he gave, and we'll miss him. We still do miss him, man. Now, the moment everyone who's been watching this waits for shows up, Aunt Viv, the original. They, of course, had a sit down, she and Will, and man, I thought that interaction was going to be so weird because they hadn't spoken in 27 years. Obviously, there was the controversies with how she left the show, the things that used to go on during that third season, and how she never showed up, and it's like suddenly they pulled a Mark Ruffalo on us. Like it proved that things can go so wrong, right? But the ability to build back bridges and heal, that was very touching to me. That spoke to me in volumes, and everyone really should check this out. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's like the emotions never stop there, because now they have to talk about the very final episode they did and how emotional it was. And Viv too couldn't talk for a fair amount of time before she really started getting into it. And it was tough to see the show go as a fan, but even more so for the actors who had made that their home and the people around them their family. That must have been very difficult. Obviously, we get some insight into that as well. So here's my final verdict. This is a must watch for every single Fresh Prince fan there is. If there are people that have never watched it, this will definitely get them hooked and will definitely have them wanting to start seeing the show in its entirety. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please post your comments down below, drop me a like, subscribe to Dark Man Kpakpo. I will be posting a video tomorrow, which will be a reaction on the final episode of Supernatural. Of course, it comes to an end tonight after 15 seasons. I will be watching and I will be giving you my honest thoughts as to how the show has been. Anyway, my name is Kpakpo, or DMK, the channel, the man, the brand. I will see you in the next one. Dark Man out.